it's one of those nights again when luck isn't on your side. I'm looking at you, Curtis, because you thought you had the assist.
No, it was more for Flo's goal.
And Flo, it was an own goal.
Yeah, it doesn't matter today. We draw. We wanted to win, so yeah, that's all what counts today. So yeah, unlucky.
Unlucky. What do you make of the performance? Because you were calling for more aggression after the defeat to PSV, and Flo, you showed that aggression with the goal that ultimately was an own goal. But was it a better performance, do you feel?
I think so, yeah. And I think that has been the main point of the whole team and the staff as well that we've spoke about as one. Obviously, you know, we've got the guys in the team that can play, that can score, that can assist. But we've just asked for more aggressiveness. And I think we showed that there. And as you said there with Flo, a guy who he wants the ball a lot, but of how much that he ran, and he tackled and stuff. Just a shame that his goal's down is an own goal.
It was better second half though, wasn't it? It was slow in the first half.
Yeah, but at times it has to be slow. We're playing against a team who sat back a bit. We thought that they was going to press more, but yeah, the more that we pass around, it drags them out and then it makes gaps. And yeah, that's the likes of myself, Flo and Domino. Them is if we can get the ball in there, then we can score or assist, and it showed there at the end. Who's shooting more and gaps are all there, but yeah, as I said, it's one of them nights again, yeah, where it just the last, I don't know, small bit.
And Flo, as a player coming into this team, when Curtis say it's just the small things that are causing probably the biggest problems, how would you assess the season so far for you at Liverpool?
Yeah, first of all, I was very welcomed by the team. One of the main reasons, also Curtis, but it's a very good team, and I'm very happy to be here. Of course, it was now the last weeks were a bit difficult for us as a team, but we are on a good way to come back, and we are doing everything to come back and win games, and
That's just it, isn't it? The win at the weekend, and then the point tonight. So it's still unbeaten. You've got this mini run that you're on.
Yeah, of course, we wanted to win today. We want to be on the top of the table, and we just have to continue, keep the hard work, and continue like this, and then hopefully things will change.
Oh, thanks for your time. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, they're not quite out of the woods yet, are they, Liverpool? And it might have been a lot worse tonight had Chiesa not managed to keep the Isidore effort out of the net in the dying moments. We were all amazed watching it to look up and see Isidore suddenly one-on-one when there's so much pressure in that moment. How did it happen?
Well, Liverpool was chasing the game. You can see Chiesa is the last man there. And Isidore's really bright, Daniel, and he gets himself now in a one-on-one situation. Roos is a great kick.
Amazing kick, and you're thinking to yourself, you've snuck away, you got your big opportunities, goes round the goalkeeper, but you know what? Credit to Chiesa for getting back. But if you see him here, he's thinking to himself, keeper, can you do it for me? Can you do it for me? He plays it, it's a perfect ball. He's got all the time in the world.
What
going
did he get wrong,
I would have took that earlier based on if Ali gave him an angle. He gave him an angle to shoot earlier on, but he decides to go around him, which typically speaking, it's a safer finish if you have the ability to go around the goalkeeper. He's done everything right. Didn't anticipate Chiesa would be behind him doing that, but he executed everything perfectly. Could have took it earlier if he wanted to. He didn't. Executed that, but Chiesa's, tenacity and his will to ensure that the team doesn't concede a goal was beautiful things to see, considering he's an attacker as well.
So it could have been a lot worse for Liverpool.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think they could have had any complaints either. They had spells, 20 minutes, they chased the game, and then the enthusiasm of the cop got the crowd going. And then you thought, OK, something might happen here. Can they get that winner that we always expect that like what we call a big side can do? They can just produce a moment like what Phil Foden did the weekend. But what you see with Liverpool at the moment, they haven't got that confidence that what, say, Manchester City have got at the moment. Everything is hard work. You're second-guessing yourself. You're making elementary mistakes. The game looks really hard, and it's quite crazy to think and to see, because when you looked at Liverpool last season when they were at their best, everything seems so simple. And we're talking about world-class players, but it actually just shows you sometimes they have the same fragility as everybody else. They're just human beings. And when your confidence goes and when you don't believe in yourself like Liverpool are at the moment, you can make vital mistakes. And that's where the goal comes from by Talby, because Virgil van Dijk last year couldn't make a mistake. Every game he was imperious. But right now, he's making these mistakes, he's second-guessing himself, and it was obviously credit to what Sunderland did, but it's a direct ball. They lose this first contact. How often do we see that? Then Talby wins that one, and then Virgil just panics. He tries to play that ball into McAllister, then Talby gets it. Virgil backs off, gives him too much respect, turns his back on it, which I don't like to see a centre-back do. But these are just the mistakes that are creeping into Liverpool's game all the time, Daniel.
Yeah, it's disappointing to see. Of course, they'll know we're better than that. It's one long ball. It's old school stuff. It's get it forward, win a flick on, and then pick up the pieces, and that's exactly what they've done. The execution, of course, Virgil knows he could do better than that. Virgil won't be happy with that going home. He knows he can do better than that. But in the end, it's thoroughly deserved. Sunderland worked tirelessly.
Did you feel a great surprise when the goal came, either?
No, not really at all, no. Because it was an even football match. The first half performance from Sunderland was magnificent, and then second half, I think Liverpool's structure kind of allowed them to have a little bit more control in the second half. But still, Sunderland were threatening.
He doesn't get credit for the equalising goal, Florian Wirtz, but well, in terms of the actual goal, but he does get loads of credit for having the ability to wind his way into that position as well.
And he showed, I would say, glimpses today. I've said it before the game. He has real quality, and we are going to see a player, but a little bit like Liverpool at the moment, it's a slow burner. If you looked at Alexander Isak right now, you wouldn't be going, "Oh, yeah, what a player he was last year." You'll be thinking, "God, this is the same guy." He's just not playing to the level that he can. And I think with Wirtz, we are seeing it. I mean, he played in a few different positions today, but the goal was obviously all about him and Curtis Jones to a certain extent because he did so well. One thing, Alderete was magnificent today, the left side centre-back. Even here, he keeps it alive. He gets a ball, somehow squeezes it to his mate. Talby just gets a loose, baggy touch. Curtis Jones pounces on it, and then the rest is all about this man. Little bit of skill, he jinks. And then he gets, obviously, a large slice of luck, doesn't he, off Mukalele?
He does, yes. But, the thing for me is, we talk about the touch here. Poor touch. Curtis Jones, a little fake he does here, gives him the space. But it's that touch for me. Oh. The first touch is the touch that gives him enough space. He executed that touch perfectly, and then he sort of slides it across. But as we see it develop anyway, we're talking about a guy who will deliver goals and assists consistently.
This is the feat you're talking
but that's
about,
the one right there, yep.
And a little chop.
Again,
it's not his goal, Daniel, but will that give him the confidence that he needs?
I don't think it will give him the confidence he needs. I think he has belief in himself, and I think he knows he's a top player. It's a case of him slowly but surely coming into his own. I think, as we've seen over the last couple of weeks, we know there's a player there. They wouldn't have spent that kind of money to bring him to the football club. I played with a player who had a similar style to his in Coutinho. In somebody who you could give him the ball in any area on the football pitch, and you could trust him to get on it, drop a shoulder, move left, move right. And when I actually look at Liverpool now, the manager has an issue because I think the players he has for the system he has, it's quite a strange problem in a sense. I look at the team we had in 13-14. I think myself, we had Suarez, we had Sterling, we had Coutinho, and I look at this team and I think, are they better off playing a different system when Mo's away at AFCON? Because Ekitike and Isak with maybe a Wirtz behind, with the three in midfield that we're so used to seeing in Szoboszlai, Gravenberch and McAllister, that could be the solution. Right now, we're looking at a team who's trying to put square pegs in round holes, putting players in different positions that aren't their positions. Right now, that's the only system. If you're not going to play Mohamed Salah, it's the one system that actually does work with the players they have. The fullbacks, they've signed Frimpong. They've got Bradley coming back fit. Two players you can bomb on. Your left side, you've got Kirkes who can bomb on. You've got Robertson who can bomb on. And the defence is what it is. But in the end, if I'm looking at the team, the manager typically plays 4-3-3, but today he played 4-4-2. So if you're going to change it and be bold and go, we're going to change formation, for me, I would have liked to see Ekitike and Isak play up front in a two.
We can hear from him now. Here is Arne Slot with Juliet Farrington.
Arne, first of all, how would you reflect on this evening and the performance? Because you were talking about the weekend, about getting the win, not so much the performance. How would you assess that performance tonight?
I think a bit similar as in the weekend, a game without a lot of. Yeah, I'm looking at the goal we conceding. A game where we didn't concede a lot, we didn't create a lot. Maybe we created a bit more than we conceded. And today, of course, very unlucky with the goal we've conceded. A deflection that could go anywhere, but in this period of time it goes in. But I really liked our reaction afterwards. I think you saw a team that wanted to make the equalizer, and when we did, tried everything to make the winner. Where at the end we were lucky as well because they went one-on-one with Ali.
And Chiesa defended superbly.
Yeah, I think that's what you want a team or a player to do in a situation like that. Just give everything, even in a situation where you feel you cannot do a lot anymore, but just keep running, and that's what he did, and that's why he cleared the ball off the line. And another time, a game where we probably scored less than we could have scored, and the opponent scored. Were quite good in the few chances they had, making a goal out of that one.
It seemed very slow in the first half. What do you put that down to? Because when you made that substitution and Mo came on in the second, a little bit more energy, a little bit more fire about the place.
Yeah, but you have to take into account how the other team is playing. So they either go really aggressive and press us really high, and that's the reason why it's so difficult to beat them. They are very, very, very compact if they go low. And they are very aggressive when they press you high. And there's a reason probably why we're not the only team who couldn't beat them. I think a few other very good teams had their problems with them as well. And it's difficult. They don't concede a lot of goals. I think only 4 times they've conceded 2 goals. For the rest, 1 or even less. And the reason for that is that they are so compact in a low block and so aggressive in a high press. And then it looks indeed slow, but with so many bodies in and around the 18-yard box, it's difficult to find a free player over there. And we kept moving the ball around, crossed it in multiple times, I think. But they have some good headers in front of goal as well.
You were talking about being unlucky too, and Flo Wirtz, everybody thought he'd got his first Premier League goal tonight since coming to Liverpool, but then that became an own goal.
Oh, did it? Okay. Now then, of course, then that was lucky as well, but there's maybe a difference between hitting a shot from 11, 12 yards than hitting a shot from 20 yards. Because it was a chance, then he might have been lucky with the way it went in, but it was a good chance for him to score. Like I said, not a lot of chances for both teams, but I think we had a bit more, and we were very unlucky the second half because I think we did what you were hoping for, keeping them on their half, trying. And then in one moment we concede, but we came back strong.
With Mo, with him going to AFCON as well, are you planning to use more of him before he goes, or is it just about finding, as we spoke about before the game, the right team for the right opponent?
That's always the situation. It has nothing to do with Mo or with anyone. That's always what you try as a manager. And we're now 10 minutes, 15 minutes after the game, so I haven't given the thought how we're going to play in the weekend. When we face Leeds, I think they had a good result today as well. So another challenge for us. And I have no clue yet who's going to start. No clue is a bit too much, but...
you have an idea, but you're not going to say.
Yeah, indeed.
Thank you, Arne.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Well, that is not going to be an easy game on Saturday night for Liverpool. They go to Ellen Road, Leeds beating Chelsea 3-1 this evening, and that's a really unusual set of results for a team that are the defending champions in the Premier League. That's all competitions, of course, but 9 defeats in those 14. And tonight was a chance to win back-to-back league games in the Premier League for the first time since September. Do you see, we've talked about what could fix this, what could change this for Liverpool. Is it going to take some time based on tonight's evidence?
For sure, it's going to take some time. I mean, I don't think there's a magic fix right now to put my finger on one thing. I just think collectively, the manager at this moment in time doesn't quite know his best 11. And with that being said, players coming back and trying to find their fitness. Wirtz is trying to get sharp again. Isak's not completely sharp at his level. We saw Joey Gomez come in tonight, right back, who's not been in the squad for a while, on the pitch starting game. So collectively, I think the manager is trying to figure out, players are finding their rhythm, but the team's finding their rhythm. And many people, and including the managers, probably seeking confidence in and assurances that this is what I'm going with, this is the structure, this is probably the first time today I've noticed that the manager was changed what he would typically do, you know. So I think that they got to make a decision on what the structure is, which players he wants to go with, and then roll with it. And if the results don't come, but clearly from what we've seen, the results aren't coming right now.
Big call before the game as well to leave out Mo Salah. Successive game. Half-time, the SOS, send on Salah, but it didn't produce the required result, Jamie. Which way next with this one?
I don't know, but I don't feel it's going to end well either way. You know, for Mohamed Salah, he'll look at it and think, I'm an elite player. There's no way I want to be sitting on the bench for Liverpool. For the manager to leave him out in a situation where you're going to lose him for possibly 8 games at AFCON. So you've got to play him while you can. He's your superstar footballer, but he obviously doesn't believe that right now. And he didn't come on and make the impact that Liverpool and the fans would really want. That was probably his best pass there. But it was a really difficult night for him. But I guess he's not really enjoyed sitting on that bench. That's not what Mohamed Salah is used to doing. So how this one ends up, you know, I wouldn't compare it to sort of when Alan Shearer was left out by Ruud Gullit all those years ago, and it ended up being like a massive clash and one has to go in the end. I'm not sure we're quite at that point, but it does feel that something has to give, because there is no way that Mohamed Salah is going to be content being a bit part player in this team. Whether it's in January or whether it's in the summer, if he finds the right club, because I think he deserves that right to maybe move on if things aren't going to go his way. But I can only see that outcome. I don't see really now that maybe once that trust is broken, especially with someone like Mo, who Daniel would know a lot better than me as a human being, I just feel like he needs that confidence and love from a manager. We all talk about how mentally strong he is, but that feels like it's going to come to a head at some point, Daniel.
Do you think he could leave the club in January?
I'd like to think not. But you never know in football. I'd like to think not. I think he's a player that, has he been performing to the level? We talk about stats, we talk about numbers, and that's what Mo's known for. Has he delivered those this season? No, he hasn't. But nobody else has either.
But you also know how much self-belief this guy has.
Yes.
And he will be hurting, won't he, right now?
Every player that is driven by, you know, goals, assists, and those are individual things, and I'm not suggesting Mo's an individual player, but he wants to be the reason why the team wins. Attackers, typically, are driven that way. It's unique when you have a striker or a winger who doesn't want to be the reason. My job is to score, my job is to assist. That is my job. I want to do that. Mo's delivered that since he's joined the football club. This is the first season where we can question him and go, oh, well, he's not doing this. But I'm not quite sure that Mohamed Salah is the reason why Liverpool aren't. Last season, he was the reason why the team won the league. And now we're quick to question, because we've got Wirtz coming, we've got Isak coming, guys who are young players, top-class players, going to potentially be world-class. The pair of them, there's no debate in that. I truly believe Ekitike, all the attackers that have Gakpo, this and that. But a man of Mohamed Salah's quality, it hurts me to see. I can tell that, you know, he's not happy, and you wouldn't be, because you're used to being the main man. There comes a time in every player's career where managers, owners, and the player have decisions to make. I don't think this is the stage we're at with Mohamed Salah personally. I think the club can turn it around in terms of performances, and I think Mohamed Salah can turn it around in terms of performances. But what I don't want to see is this notion that we're almost pushing Mohamed Salah away because he scored. He's the top scorer for the team. Yes, we could say there's a couple of penalties in there and whatever, but nobody's delivering top-level performances for Liverpool this season. If we actually ask those players right now, which one of you believe you've been at the level that you've set yourself and the standards you've set yourself for all these years, I'm not sure one of them can go,
Maybe only Soboslai, probably. I don't think there's any...
Yes.
But I'm with you. I think apart from that, Daniel, there's not one player. You could make a case for every player being left out on that side right now. The levels have dropped so significantly, haven't they?
Yeah, the levels have dropped. Look, I truly believe they can come back, though. I'm not suggesting that they can't come back.
On Salah, would you be starting him on Saturday at Leeds?
But then, again, I'm not the manager. I can't decide what I believe he would do. I'm saying if you're going to change the formation and play a slightly different form, I would go all the way with it. And I would say, OK, well, let's have a look at Ekitike and Isak up top and see whether that's the answer. If you're going to leave Salah out again, then I will try something different and have Wirtz in a number 10 behind them and see if that can open a few doors. We know what Salah can do. Yes, has he been good this season? He hasn't been at his level. Mo knows that, but Mo also knows I'm a top player and I'm prepared to work my socks off to get back to the level that I've been playing at for
One thing for sure, it didn't work today playing Szoboszlai and Gomez at right back and right midfield. But it might be one where you go to Leeds and be more difficult to beat, if that's what he wants to set his team up. But if you're going there to try and win and you're thinking we need a goal from somewhere and playing in a Liverpool style and making sure that you're on the front foot, then Salah has to start.
It's going to be tough, that is for sure.
The applause, the cheers in the away dressing room behind us when you came off the pitch. You're disappointed that you didn't come away with all 3 points?
Yeah, I'm not disappointed, to be fair, because it's a good point away, especially in this place. It's like privilege to play here. I think we played our football and happy with the first half, even if during the halftime we spoke together and we told that it was possible to push a bit more, just because we played well, but without probably the belief that it was possible to score, and we did it during the second half. As expected, the opponent tried to come back in the game with many subs and the power of the crowd, so they generate a new momentum. We defended well, had this opportunity after the equalizer to score the second goal, but this is football.
So close to a second goal as well, towards the very end.
Yeah, absolutely. It shows that we tried until the end, like usual, I would say. And but this it's not an easy situation. It's a 1v1 with the goalkeeper, 2 or 3 defenders behind you. So I think he gave his best, but it wasn't enough.
When you talk about feeling your players could do more in the second half and having that belief that they can go on and get something here, but you look so comfortable even before half-time. So why did you feel you had to say that?
Because I think we were good for the low build-up and the progressive phase, but after that you have to break the defense and to create chances, and it wasn't probably enough during the first half. Maybe we were even a bit surprised to control the game like that, and we told them it's possible. You did it, so push more because it's possible to score.
Your goal scorer was telling us that you're learning in the Premier League, but you seem to be learning pretty well.
Yeah, I think it's probably one of the main strengths of this team. They are humble and they want to learn. And I think in such difficult league, if you don't improve every day, it's impossible to sustain the level. So far it works well.
So far taking points off Arsenal, Chelsea and now Liverpool. What can realistically be achieved, or is the sky the limit as far as you're concerned on this education that you're on?
We don't know. We never know. I know that we have a young team, well connected, with the ambition to grow and to be better. And after that, you can't control the opposition. If they are better than us, just accept the situation. If not, try to win.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
He won't change, Régis Le Bris. He's very process-driven. He won't get too high and he won't get too low in the dark moments. But they haven't come yet, these dark.
Anfield witnessed a shocker on Wednesday as Sunderland held Liverpool to a 1-1 draw. A game that promised intensity, drama, and goals delivered in unexpected fashion. Liverpool were looking to consolidate their position at the top of the Premier League, but Sunderland came with resilience, organisation, and a moment of brilliance to leave Anfield with a point. The first half was cagey. Both teams had opportunities, but neither could break the deadlock. Liverpool struggled to impose themselves in the early exchanges, while Sunderland defended compactly, frustrating the hosts. By half-time, it was still 0-0, with tension building in the stands. Sunderland struck first in the 67th minute. Talby was on the end of a precise ball from Ila Faye, and he made no mistake, firing past Liverpool's goalkeeper to give the visitors a deserved lead. The underdogs had taken control and Anfield fell silent. Liverpool pressed for a response, creating chances and ramping up the pressure. Their perseverance paid off in the 81st minute, though not in the way they would have wanted. Mukiel's attempted intervention went awry, resulting in an own goal. Liverpool were back on level terms, but the strike had a twist of misfortune attached. Despite late pushes from the hosts, Sunderland held firm, securing a remarkable point on the road. A 1-1 draw at Anfield is a result that will give Sunderland confidence, while Liverpool will be left frustrated at dropping points at home. Full time, Liverpool 1, Sunderland 1. Sunderland leave Anfield smiling, having earned a point against one of the Premier League's heavyweights. Liverpool will reflect on what could have been, but for neutral fans, it was another reminder that in football, anything can happen. Stay tuned to Sport Lab for more match recaps, tactical insights, and Premier League drama delivered straight to you.